Alright, let's talk about the Halo TV show. First of all, I've been a fan of Halo since I was a kid. I played C demo on the Xbox, PC, bought it on the PC, got Xbox, bought Halo 2, bought Halo 1, got a 360, had Halo 3, ODST, Reach, 4, all of that. Been there since pretty much the beginning. And I was a big fan of sci-fi growing up. Star Trek, Star Wars, Halo, obviously, Babylon 5, Andromeda, all these other great TV shows, sci-fi shows. I ate that up, alright? I'm a big fan of Halo, and I'm a big fan of sci-fi, which I kind of just want to point out there. And I think that the Halo series is getting some disgustingly bad hate for a lot of bullshit. And I disagree. Now look, the Halo TV show is not perfect, but it's not bad. It's actually quality sci-fi. It's actually, and granted, we're only 4 episodes in, but if you take away your fanboyism, it's actually pretty damn solid for the most part. Yes, Quan is annoying and such, but who knows? She might have an arc where you just go, hey, that's cool. But there are things going on in it that are pretty damn great. I'm loving the humanization of the Spartans. I like Silver Team. They're not Blue Team, and as a fan, I was like, why aren't they Blue Team? But I'm really liking them as a team, and by episode 4, I'm like, I want to see what happens next. I want to see more of them. I don't want them to die. I would be pretty annoyed if they died. That's a good thing. That's a good character set right there. That's making me feel stuff. And yes, I get it. For a lot of fans, we're upset and annoyed that this doesn't take place in the same timeline, right? I get that. But 343 said this is an alternate timeline, and I think they've done a really good job with it. It doesn't follow the entire thing. Now, obviously, they can fix this for Season 2. Why? Imagine it. They end Halo CV show with Pillar of Autumn flying towards Halo Ring. Season 2 is literally Halo CE with these new characters. Done. Like, that's it. Literally done. Like, for a lot of people, that would probably bring a lot of fans back. Not a bad trick. Not a bad way to go it. You're their own separate sort of universe to an extent, because, I mean, in the end, this is still Halo. It looks like Halo, and it does feel like Halo. Before the games, they can kind of get away with it. Because, let's be honest here, Halo, the games, they don't really, for example, give us a good interpretation of the Spartans. Master Chief is great, and there were aspects of Blue Team and stuff that worked really well, but hey, you don't really get a sense of who they are, really. You don't get a sense of how everyone's going through the war. There's no violence or gore, which, honestly, I love that they have in the show. And that's one of the things where I'm really hoping that they just go, you know what, maybe we'll incorporate this into the game. Because this TV show, Halo TV show, really feels like it's taking from the books more so than the games. So in the books, if you read the books, there's violence and gore. There's Spartans taking their helmets off quite a lot. I'm pretty sure in First Strike, at the start, the Chief has his helmet off for a quite long chance of the trip, until he has to go into space and stuff. And even on the Flood, he took his helmet off a few times to kind of take it all in. There's nudity as well. I mean, there's a few sex scenes as well in the books as well, which is another thing. Like, it feels like this is sort of taking a lot of the book side of things more so than the games, at least so far. And I'm fine with that. Look, Chief taking his helmet off isn't a bad thing. It is if you're going all fanboyism, but once you take away that, it's actually a really good sci-fi show. First time I saw the first episode, I was like, I like it, but it's not Halo in my eyes as a big fan. At least in terms of what I expected, because I read all the books and stuff. I'm like, hang on here, that's not Blue Team. That's some weird Silver Team. What's going on? And Chief's taking his helmet off, and then when I thought about it, I'm like, okay, alternate universe, taking more from the books, which I did remember. I was like, oh, well, he does take it off a lot in the books, give or take. So I was like, you know what? This is kind of fair. And by episode 2, episode 3, and episode 4, the latest one that I've watched, I'm into it, man. I'm enjoying it. This is a good sci-fi show. It ain't perfect, but damn, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving that Spartan pirate. Honestly, I want him to come to Halo and be like the Sergeant Johnson sort of guy. He'd be perfect for the role, man. Just make him the new Sergeant Johnson. He's a freaking badass already. Quan, she's got some issues, but we'll see where it goes. I'm loving Silver Team, like I said. Each one of them are amazing, and I like how they're starting to open up. I'm not going to complain about the butt shots. I don't give a fuck. It's the human body. They're Spartans. Spartans being naked is actually a pretty powerful thing. I'd argue more so if they were in front of other people, because they don't care about what they look like and stuff. They're more militarized, but hey, whatever. Really don't get how people hate that. Cortana is amazing as always, pretty much on point. So is Halsey, Parangoski, Admiral Hood. They're all on point, man. Even Halsey's daughter is pretty good as well, for the most part. She's more of a taking it all in child, but then again, we only really saw her in a military aspect in Halo 2. And we didn't really see the other side of things, so I'm actually fine with that. And Commander Keyes, man. Alright, they changed his, what he looks like. You know, different skin color, whatever. He's, from what we've seen so far, he's pretty damn cool. The Forerunner stuff, different way from the books, but still works. That's probably how they find Halo, through Forerunner objects and artifacts. Still there. The overall plot pacing's basically the same from the books. Like, the amount of hate this series is getting, I find a lot of bullshit, because it's still Halo. It looks Halo. It does feel Halo. It doesn't follow every aspect of the books or the games, but there is some pretty cool stuff left in and out. Yeah, I know, some people are going to be like, oh, but the Chief is a chosen one. It's like, hey, he was always the chosen one. You go up to he had luck in 1, 2, and 3. Go to Halo 4 and he has the Ancilla of, I believe, well, not the Ancilla, he has like that spiritual thing from the books of the Didact and stuff. Like, he was always pretty much the chosen one. And even then, is he really the chosen one when the Covenant have that human that can touch objects, which again was kind of well done too. And the idea of to get to Halo and to understand the artifacts, having someone who can activate Forerunner artifacts isn't that big of a deal. And honestly, wouldn't it be surprising if they actually do add that, or even did, but I haven't read many of the new books, into it. I don't know, man. I feel like the fans are just ripping it off because they want to rip on it, because it's not the fanboyism stuff. But here's the thing, I've talked about Halo, the series, to people that are fans, and some fans are like, yeah, actually, I mean, it's different, but I still like it. Some fans are like, I hate it, everyone just hates it, and, you know, they're following the sheep or the wolves or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Cool, alright, fair. And then you got people that are like, haven't read the books, haven't played the games, actually enjoyed it as a sci-fi show because I like sci-fi, and they actually want to get into the games and the books. There's a lot of good stuff here, man. There's a lot of good stuff, and I don't know, I'm just a bit pissed off all the negativity everything seems to get. You can't go anywhere with you can't enjoy anything anymore without people shitting on it, and people being like, oh, this is bad, and like, they're bullshit opinions, man. You're just like, what? I mean, I can understand you personally not liking it, but it's not an issue if Chief takes his helmet off. It's not an issue if you see butts at all. Again, and even then, we haven't seen the entire show. There's like, what, 8, 10 episodes or so of this show? Reevaluate the story once you've gone to A to Z, you know, not A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And even then, there are some great moments. The action, yes, okay, I will agree. I want more action. That's fair. I absolutely do. The next episode, in episode 5, looks like it's going to give us that. I would like it when there's more instances where Chief doesn't have his helmet off. Because there are some instances where I'm like, dude, don't take your helmet off. And I can agree with that. And I do agree that the showrunner should have actually been bigger Halo fans, to an extent. Because as a creative myself, I don't think you need to rush in and follow what has come before. Because in the end, you've seen it. I've read it before. I've read everything from Fall of Reach up to Halo 1. I've read all the stuff past that up to Halo 3 and over. I know that story. Why would I really want to see it again? I want to see aspects of it, but I don't necessarily, as a fan, want to see everything. But if you take aspects of a story and what the fans love and then mix in a way that's still different, you've done pretty well. And there isn't much they can hopefully go on in terms of when they get to a Halo. Now, granted, again, who knows? They might change the flood up. I kind of doubt that. I'm hoping they don't. Because even though I'm liking Halo, the series, it theoretically could go the way of, say, The Witcher. Now, I do like the changes The Witcher has done as a book fan, but I also understand the hatred for it as well. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Fans will always complain. I still think you need to have an open mind when watching it, and if you watch it as a sci-fi fan, there is a lot of good there. 100%. 100%. There is a damn fine amount of stuff there. There are great characters. There are great arcs that they seem to be going through. There's some great emotional moments. You actually do like the characters. Well, I did, personally. You know, some characters you meet for the first time, you're like, holy shit, this guy's awesome. This is a Spartan that lost his arm and shit. And, you know, he's a pirate now. And he was one of the first ones to get out of there. Like, that's pretty badass, man. you've got the Spartans who are slowly getting into their role as and becoming more human and kind of understanding. Like when Chief got his implant taken out and started just seeing the world for what it was, I thought that was beautiful and good symbolic thing for autism and all that. If you really want to get down to it, you know, it's just that's good storytelling, that's good filmmaking, that's good art, you know. But if you're just gonna suffocate it because it's not the Halo art that we've seen before, I don't know. I think some Halo fans need to kind of just pull themselves back and just remember it's an alternate universe and it's different, and that's fine. But whatever. Just what I think. Anyway, that's Aussie Viking out. I do think people should watch it. If you're a Halo fan, keep an open mind, split it from the main canon. I think you'll enjoy it. And or at least get up to episode 4 to 5 or whatever. Like, by the time you see it, the whole entire series could be out yet, you know? Season 2, Season 3, who knows? Be open-minded, and you know what? It could fix itself in Season 2 when they're on the Halo ring. Wouldn't surprise me. If you're a big fan of sci-fi, I still think you should watch it. Just don't go in expecting too much, too little. It's sci-fi, it's beautiful, it's well made, great acting, good character moments, and it's different. That's what it is. Anyway, Aussie Viking out. Soon Valhalla. Bye.